Oh, finally the internet came back on last night, so I can pollute the airwaves with my thoughts and ideas. So it is Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday, April 2nd, and northern Michigan, as you probably are aware of, uh, ice storms, thunderstorms, when it's cold, not good, for a couple days, and brought down a tremendous number of trees and power lines. So basically, northern Michigan has been screwed power-wise since I don't know how long. Power's still not going to come on for a while. And here in Rogers City, the city of Rogers, I honestly don't see how the power's going to be on in the next 5 days, to be honest. And we're supposed to get more ice and stuff coming in, and gale force winds for the next few days. So, trees. So I was reading through the comment. Oh, side note. It turns out the city doesn't even have, and I know it's not a rich city. It's not like the west side. Doesn't even have a bucket truck or people that, are out clean. No one's cleaning up the trees except homeowners right now. So that's going to create more of a mess, because then consumers has to do all the clearing to whatever beyond my control. But I was watching a video on power outages in northern Michigan now that I have my internet back on in YouTube for entertainment. And there's always the comments, and I respect these folks, the older folks that grew up on farms and had wood stoves and outhouses and stuff. But the reality is, you can't, in today's world with today's houses, you can't just go out and get a wood stove cheap. There's different standards for wood stoves now, and if you're an apartment dweller or a renter, that's just out of the question. You're just kind of screwed in that way. And plus, when they talk about outhouses and a wood stove and having one warm room, indoor plumbing and pipes bursting, so that adds a whole new complexity. Sure, you go out, and spend tens of thousands of dollars to keep your house from dying, if the power's out for a week or two. No. There's two ways of doing it. I'm on one side, and then I don't know if you can hear the generators going. You can get a generator and then wire your house so you can safely rig it to your furnace, and then you'll have heat. I'm on the other side. As I'm looking at my dead generator, and it's not that it's just dirty, it's that there's an electrical issue on it. So my generator's just been sitting there, but I'm okay. Because I went the other route for heating. Think about this. I have two Sun heaters. There's Dynaglow and a whole bunch of them, but basically they're kind of cylinders. You put kerosene in there, you light them on fire, catalytic. You can have them in the house. Beautiful. They're basically failure proof, really. As long as you keep them clean, you maintain them, the wick isn't fried, they're not going to die on you like a generator. Plus, I was checking this morning just for the fun of it, you can get one of these Sun heaters that pumps out a lot of BTUs for under $200. A Sun heater that is not going to break down for under $200. A generator, for 5,000 watt, $800-900 plus the fuel on top of that. Okay. So once I went through in Jackson, Michigan, power out for a solid month. And I learned my lesson. I'm going to have Sun heaters, and I've got two of them, okay? And it kept the house alive and comfortable. It had a generator too, so we could watch TV, but that's another story. Sun heater for about under $200. Plus, if you have two of them running, kind of intermittently, you're not going to have them 24 hours a day. 20 gallons of kerosene, which don't buy at Ace Hardware in the 5-gallon things. That's expensive. You can go to a lot of gas stations, and they sell heating kerosene. And it's a lot cheaper. You get 5-gallon things. If you had 20 gallons of that on hand, you could last more than a week of power outage. Just saying, that's our way. Now, if you're going to install a new stove in your house, switching over for this once every 20-year kind of power outage, it's stupid to go, I'm going to get a gas stove. We have a gas stove. We're lucky. And so I can heat the kitchen by just, with a lighter, lighting the burners on the top and putting my clean cast iron skillets on it to create another heater. You know, gas stoves. What else am I going to say? I did a dumb thing though. Got kerosene. Don't have any gas in the cars. I'm basically on E. I've got a total of maybe 40 miles range between the truck and the car. That was stupid. I was going to fill them up the next day, and basically that night, you know, Armageddon as far as power. And so we're kind of screwed that way. If the gas stations suddenly open somehow on 23, I can limp my vehicles there or just walk up there with a gas can. But basically, we're pretty good with heat. We can cook on our stove, but we are so screwed with gasoline. And today, Wednesday, who knows? If, for example, a gas station opens up in Onaway, word of mouth hits, there's going to be a mile-long line. An example here, we were kind of last to go out. In Alpena and Sheboygan, people choked our gas stations. I don't fault you. I would have done the same thing if I could. Wasn't thinking. So we're screwed as far as gasoline, but doing okay with heat. Anyway, I'm going to draw this to a close now. Yesterday was actually sunny, so I worked on a bow all day. What else was there to do? But that's all. Good luck if you're in the power outage area. And I'm not hammering on Rogers City because, again, these events are rare. And so, fiscally, would it make sense to buy a bucket truck and have it there just in case? And then a couple people from the Department of Public Works that are certified to work around power lines, even though the power lines are dead. It would help greatly if there were cleanup crews going here and at least getting limbs off of power lines and removing poles. You know, but again, I can't really fault Rogers City because it is a small town, doesn't have an overabundance of money. And so if I was looking at it a year ago, it's like, why do we need a bucket truck and a tree crew? But now you need them when you need them. You know what I mean? So maybe they should think about having that in the future. Who knows? But it's beyond my pay grade. That is all. Still alive. Just, damn, it's cold. Puh. Have a good one.